The newspapers will most likely be at the reception desk. And they are going to be doing the library. What they're going to do in the library is add carpet, make it a little bit brighter. They're not touching the bookshelves. And then they're going to be getting new furniture that is a little bit more cohesive together. And the popcorn ceiling will come up, yes. As far as the dining, I heard it didn't go well this morning. So, we redid it. Dominic, did you bring any of those papers? Okay, so what we changed is every Saturday, you are going to get a meal ordering packet. It's going to have the weekly meals. It's going to have 7 sheets of paper where you can order breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can order it for the entire week if you want to. But you're going to have every single piece of paper for the entire week, the menu, and all of that's going to be turned into the receptionist desk. And then it'll be dispersed with Dominic's team. No, the bistro is not available during the remodel. Any questions when it comes to the dining? Okay, so that comment was adding the phone number and room number. So the room number is on here, but we can add the phone number line, so that's included as well. No, so we're not going to do the drop-off sheets and the pickup at 1 any longer. It's going to switch entirely to this process, where every Saturday you get this packet. You can fill out the entire 7 days if you wish, but it's got to be brought down to the receptionists. We're going to send this out tonight, and it's going to start tomorrow. So you guys will get a new menu, all new sheets, everything like that, so you guys can fill it out and bring it down starting tomorrow, okay?
And when do they want it for the next meal?
If we can have the sheets 2 hours before the meal, it helps us make sure that we have everything that you guys are requesting. If there are individuals that come down, say they didn't fill out the sheets or they forgot or something, we will have meals available. It might not be what you order though, okay? So we're gonna try to have a surplus of these meals so that there's extras. But if by chance we don't, we're gonna have like cold sandwiches prepared in advance. We're gonna have breakfast burritos prepared in advance, just so there's some sort of option for you guys. For this entire time, it's gonna be the blue ticket. So every meal is a blue ticket straight across the board.
When do you give them the ticket? When you order or when you pick
When
up?
when they bring you the food is when you'll give them a ticket.
They bring you the food.
Yes, everything is just blue.
I just bought a whole bunch of yellow tickets yesterday.
We're just making it straight across the tickets is all blue because it's going to be the easiest way.
Does that mean we have to pay blue ticket price for breakfast?
So breakfast will keep yellow. All other meals will be blue. And when you guys get this form, so this is where you order everything. We will put that layout on here. Breakfast yellow ticket, every other meal is blue ticket, so that you guys can reference this, okay? The question is, can you fill it out for the entire week? Yes. If you guys get it on Saturday, you want to fill it out from Saturday to Saturday, you're more than welcome to.
And then can we get on the elevator and go to her?
You can, as soon as it's filled out, you can bring it to the receptionist, and they will disperse it to Dominic. So you won't be able to walk across the lobby, but there will be walk paths for you. So everything will be walked out. So what they're going to work on the first moment in the lobby is going to be in between those 2 columns. So there's going to have a walkway all the way around so you guys can get to the receptionist. Yes. Yes, ma'am. It'll be partitioned, so it'll be completely blocked off. You're only going to have that one way to go. Yes.
When do you want the meal tickets? Do you want them with the papers we hand in or when they come to the door?
You mean the ticket, like for the purchasing?
For the meals.
When they come and deliver the meal to you is when you will give them a ticket.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, so the question is, why did we take all the artwork down from the first floor hallways? So in that corridor,
I can just ask her.
hold on one second. When we start the remodel, they're going to completely remodel the first floor as well. So they're going to go down each corridor. They're going to change the flooring. They're going to fix some of the texturing to make it more cohesive as well. And then they're going to paint. So they're going to be doing the handrails and the baseboard, the walls, everything is going to be redone. Yes, that's why we had to take everything down. Yes. Hold on, Mary. Yes, so if you want them to do the meal delivery service like we do now, what you would still do is call down to the front desk and let them know. No, we're going to give one packet every Saturday for the entire week. You guys are able to pick and choose what days you want the meals and which days you don't. If you don't want a meal that day, you just don't have to fill out a ticket. But you're going to get the entire week's worth of meal tickets for the entire time.
If you don't want the meal.
Don't turn it in if you don't want anything.
What about beverages? Is there going to be a choice on those forms?
So we'll include the drink choices on the menu so you know which options you guys can choose from. No, it'll be closed. Everything from the Courtyard Cafe will be removed. You mean the stairways on, they're not being touched. They're always available. Yes. So that was on your door drop. The breakfast is going to be at 8 a.m., lunch is at noon, and dinner is at 5. You're welcome. And we're going to correct that.
Is the library going to be open or closed?
The library is going to be closed during this time. All activities have already been canceled for the month of October. We're not going to have any group activities internally right now. If you're wanting a guest meal, so on this ticket or on this sheet, it gives you an option for quantity. So if you have more than one that you're requesting, all you have to do is put it in on that day.
Okay, my question is a further question about timing of the meals. It seems like to me it would be difficult to deliver every meal at that time, whether it's 12 or 5.
That's when they start.
That's when they start, okay. If you know you're not going to be back here by 5, can you put down 5:30 or later or something like that? Because sometimes we're not here at 5.
So I'm not going to have it on a reservation basis. So the biggest thing is to remember, we have dietary staff, but they're not going to be going table to table right now. So we have more staff that are going to be going floor to floor. So it's going to be delivered pretty close to that time.
I have just a few questions quickly. Do I understand right that we can use the stairways, but since we can't go down the corridor, do we have to enter them from the courtyard like?
I guess I'm not understanding that question. What corridor are you meaning, Mary?
Well, where the artwork goes?
So those corridors are going to be worked on at night.
Oh.
So they're going to be usable during the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of that little tedious work at night where it's not as busy and it doesn't affect you guys as much.
Thank you so much. That's a pretty dress.
Thank you.
And then, are you thinking about how much space there is in the beauty shop? Because
The beauty shop's not being affected.
I don't think all that space is.
It gets used pretty frequently. So I'm not going to diminish that space whatsoever. So the biggest thing I'm going to stress is if you guys are getting a meal, you got to be at your apartment. Because the team's not going to be able to coordinate which ones didn't come and which ones did. But I think that's why some people wanted their cell phone number attached to this list, so that way the staff can give them a call. Yeah. No, we're not going to leave the food at the door.
Are the fish coming back?
No, ma'am. The fish are not coming back. So what they're going to do in that area in between the two pillars, they're going to do a double-sided fireplace. So I have nowhere to put the fish. Yes.
Abby, if
somebody can't receive a meal, could they get a neighbor to receive it for them?
I'm gonna say no to that one, because that's gonna also take extra coordination for the dietary staff to know where that's supposed to go. I'll have to talk through that with Dominic. Yes.
What floor will they start delivering? Because I'm on 5 and they started on the bottom.
They're gonna start at 1 and go up. You mean the entrance to the facility? It's gonna be open the entire time. Yeah. Yes, we are gonna get a new entrance, but that probably won't take place until beginning of December or the first of the year. That's not gonna be part of this remodel section.
Do you think the remodeling will be finished by the end of October, or is there a date when we can rely on having a new building?
Their goal is to have this done by November 10th.
Is the door to the parking lot part of the remodel?
You mean this door right here by the gift shop?
Yeah.
Yes. In what manner do you mean? So that has nothing to do with the remodel. That has to do with the closer. So no, that's not gonna be handled by the remodel, that'll be handled by our internal maintenance staff.
Is the gift shop staying open?
Yes, the gift shop is staying open. You guys will have a path to the gift shop and everything will be still open for that. The entrance for the gift shop will stay temporarily. It is gonna be moved to in the area of the lobby. So it's not gonna be on that side anymore. It'll be switched over to where it's even entrance from the lobby.
It'll be easier.
That again probably won't take place until mid-December, probably the first of the year. So the question is, as each room is done, will it be accessible? If it has to do with having to enter through the dining room, probably not. So once the dining room is done, we'll be able to open the chapel, the hobby room, and the courtyard cafe because everything has to be finished before we can do that. But their biggest priority is the dining room and making sure that is done. And then the chapel and courtyard and hobby room, they're gonna be simple. The dining room is gonna be a little bit bigger of a project than these separate rooms. Business card off the top of my head. The gentleman who's doing the contract work, his name is Miguel Romo. He goes by Romo. He's outsourced out of Texas. So when we transitioned to Pure Health, we had a couple other Good Sam buildings that came with us. Those buildings were in Texas. They did a complete remodel of those Texas facilities. They started doing some remodel work at Princeton, and now they're doing some remodel work for us. So it's a company that they've used pretty consistently.
I'm curious and just assuming there will be new furniture in the dining room?
There will be new furniture everywhere. So as you've noticed, everything's being removed. That furniture will not be put back. So we're gonna have new dining room furniture, courtyard cafe. We're gonna get new chairs in the chapel. We'll have new chairs in the hobby room. Everything will be brand new furniture.
Will there be a pathway if we come down the back stairs behind the dining room? Can we get through the dining room to the front desk?
Yes, so there will be a path. So the way that he explained it to us on Friday, where you see the walking path now in the dining room, there will be barriers on both sides as they're working on these areas. There will be a path that will go to the reception area and a path that will come all the way back to this back area where the employee lounge and the staircase is. So they will be accessible both ways. The courtyard, the hallway right here is not going to be affected other than the bathrooms.
When they're through with the first floor, are they going to move up to every floor to paint?
They've had that discussion, but nothing is set in stone right now.
Thank you.
If they're gonna go from floor to floor once they're done with the first floor. So they did do a walkthrough when we talked about the renovation. They would like to go floor to floor, update it, paint it, kind of refinish a lot of it. I don't know if that's gonna be on the next phase or when they'll wanna do that, but I know that is in discussion. Yes, all of the doors will be available. You guys won't be locked in, I promise. Do you want me to answer that question? Okay. The question was, are they going to raise the rent? So from the discussions I've had with them, they're going to do the same thing that Good Sam did. So every year they raise it by 3 to 4%. But that hasn't been discussed with me right now.
May I tell you some fun things? Is that okay? They told us that they're going to put new doors in our front that'll be sliding doors. And so to me, that's going to bring in more light, and I think you will enjoy having that happen. We've already talked about the two-sided fireplace, a gas fireplace. I'm sorry, electric. But what I'll say, that I am hoping that we will think of that room as a living room. It will have furniture, nice furniture in it, and I'm hoping that you will want to come down and sit in front of the electric fireplace and enjoy the living room. The dining room is going to have new furniture, and hopefully, I did talk about this chairs that move back and forth. So my friends have me hold the back of their chair while they get out. Hopefully, some of that will be a little easier for you. That's what he told me. I think it's going to be lovely. Some of these lights that you see, they're big rectangle ones, will be turned into pot lights that'll be more like these. And it's a little more up to date. They seem to be very interested in pleasing us. So please smile at people and take a deep breath, and it'll be easier for all of us.
1 second. Raise of hands. Who likes the wheeled chairs and who doesn't? Who does not like them? The chairs with the wheels. For the front doors?
Yeah, with
Yes.
sliding glass.
So when we have the sliding glass doors, they will still be connected to our security system. Okay, well, so first of all, we have to go through our company and what they have available when they order these. So right now, I don't have an answer if they're gonna do the casters or not, or if they're gonna, I don't know that yet. But I know there's some people that don't want them, and there's some people that do.
The approximate date that the exercise room will be open again.
I can't answer that yet, because I don't know what night they're gonna actually start working
Will
on
it
it.
be this year?
I hope so. They've got till November 10th to get it all done.
If I have to exercise, and I want to know if I can, I will have to pay as a why and how many months I will have to do that to use their exercise room.
I think people might be interested to know what happened to the fish. The man who apparently comes monthly and takes care of them, they were given to that man.
So my assumption is he took them to another aquarium, but I do not know the answer of where the fish went.
Will they come back?
No, the fish will not come back.
Is there concern about the new door to the gift shop being more of a congestion for the people getting on and off elevators? And the front door, it's an area that can be congested now, but there is a way for delivery to items for the gift shop, such as what goes in the freezers, etc. And also the people from the other side, it's easier to enable them to get into the gift shop currently.
With where the door is now? Okay. Well, we can have that discussion. Nothing's set in stone right now.
There's been some talk about change in the garden. And I just wanted, is it going to stay the same with the water and the fish?
Yes, the pond, nothing is being touched in the courtyard. The only thing that I know we've discussed getting to add is a different waterfall system. But nothing in the courtyard is changing.
You just know how the stories get going.
Yes, no, courtyard is not being touched right now.
Just new furniture.
if we can't have fish, could we maybe have birds like they have in the rehab side? Have a thing of birds, they're fun.
Yeah, we could. So the question was if we can get new cushions. So our goal is actually to move the courtyard dining sets out into the courtyard area itself. We'll get different chairs because those are a little bit unsteady. But all of that furniture will be going outside. So we'll get different chairs and different cushions.
Will anything change with the pool? Will there be the heaters work at the pool and the hot tub and things like that? That'll be business as usual with the pool?
Yes, the pool's not being touched. The pool is being left alone. So Miss Mary Lou had an idea that she brought to me today. I don't know how I feel about it. She wants to put a box up on the receptionist that says, "Dear Abby." I don't know if I want to do that, but the suggestion box I would not be opposed to bringing back. Maybe we can find a spot after the remodel. The mailboxes will be moved to Mark's office probably later today or first thing in the morning. They've got to be moved by midday tomorrow because that is when the remodel team is going to start coming and partitioning everything off. Yes. Mark's going to be staying there in his office with a little bit of extra people.
As far as the meal program goes, when are we going to start turning them in the day before? Or we turn them in, but what day is the deadline?
Okay, so for the meals, we've actually switched it. So the meals you guys can do the day before, but what we've given you is a whole week's worth. So you can turn them in for the entire week. The only thing that we ask is if you're wanting a meal, that you turn the ticket in 2 hours before that meal. No, the ordering.
We don't put the orders on our door then, we take them to the reception desk.
Yes, so you'll take all of the orders down to the receptionist, and the receptionist will disperse them to Dominic's team. So nothing in the dining room is going to be closed off except for the back section where it's going to be extra storage. So no, it's not going to be closed off.
If your first meal of the week is on Wednesday, when do you have to return the menu?
So everything has to be turned in 2 hours before the meal. So if you get these,
Any meal in the morning?
you can. If you're wanting breakfast, then it has to be turned in 2 hours before breakfast. But if you know what days you're going to order, you can turn them in on Sunday afternoon if you wish to.
Can we get to the coffee machine during this?
No, the coffee machine will not be available during this time. Everything's going to be moved from the courtyard cafe. Because that area is going to be blocked off as well. So the question is, will coffee be available during this period? The coffee will not be coming from us. So if you guys have coffee machines in your apartments, then that's kind of the route you're going to have to take for this time period, yes.
Could someone order coffee with breakfast?
Dominic said yes. Are there any other questions you guys have besides the remodel? I know we went through a few, but the poles out in the parking lot, the potholes. So that is something that Mike's team is going to do internally, but we don't have a date when we're going to start that right now. No, we don't have any plans to increase the heat in the hot tub right now.
My apartment is in an unusual configuration, and as a result, I have not had working internet now for 1 year. I get medical exercises through the internet. My landline comes through the internet. I log in remotely to work through the internet. And my DirecTV doesn't work very well. And so all my movies and all my television streams down, and nothing works more than about 5 minutes at a time. And this has been going on since we dropped Comcast for the internet and went with the Wi-Fi. What is going to happen to my apartment?
In what manner?
When will I be able to get workable internet?
Unfortunately, I can't answer a timeline for that. Right now, it's at a third party, so it's not something that I'm even involved in at the moment. If you guys want to write letters, you're more than welcome to. It's not a decision I can make.
Just throw it in
Yes.
the regular trash.
So I have a request about the trash. It seems like since I've moved here about 3 years ago, every several months or so, people get scolded for putting trash in the wrong bins and in the wrong places and packaging it wrong. And I keep putting in the suggestion box, why don't you actually label the bins about what's supposed to go inside of them? Because the bin is here and the sign is here. And people don't remember what you say in the meetings. If you actually labeled the bins, people would know that the blue bin means recycle. They just see a blue bin and throw their trash in it.
I'm sure we can move a sign.
I think everything, if it was very clearly signed, marked, that the problem would maybe not disappear completely, but be a lot easier for the workers who have to sort through all of that.
We can definitely look at doing that, labeling the recycling bin. So, myself and Mark have had numerous conversations with Pure Health when it comes to the internet. It took us an entire year to get us to have a third-party company come in and actually look at the internet. Prior to that, it was a corporate individual, which caused some barriers for us to get rid of. The biggest factor is a couple months ago, I don't even remember when the third party came into play. 4 weeks ago. So the biggest factor that kind of played into that is Mark and Brian were asked to do the same thing continuously over and over and over. Clearly it didn't work. Numerous times. So myself and an individual at corporate had a conversation, and I gave them 1 weekend to fix it. I gave this individual a chance. I came back on Monday and it was broken even more. So that is when we had the third party individual come in. It did take quite a bit of time for me to get him access, for approval to get him access. And even there are still limitations of what he can and can't do. So we are continuously working through those barriers. Brian is working through a majority of them. He is the person that's in contact with Topaz. Topaz is our network engineer from a third party. So he and Brian have been working through a lot of what we need as far as new equipment, how to increase the speed, and what is causing the drop in internet. It's, from what I've gathered, not something that has been easily found. What we've gathered is that it came from the basic install. So it caused a lot of issues. I am not a tech person, so I'm not even going to try to explain that because it went above my head. But it went down to the basic install of the new company. I don't feel they did it properly for an IL. And so right now we're having to work through all of those layers, and it's taking time to unravel.
Since we do not have internet, can we expect a rebate on our bill?
Okay. I 100% understand there's no internet. I also know that many of you guys are still on Comcast. The question of the rebate, I do not have any control over that. So if you guys have questions about that, you need to send me a letter and I can get it to the corporate team. But that's not a decision I can make internally.
Is there some reason that the hot water seems to be not as hot this week as it was a couple weeks ago?
So, That is something we spoke about prior. The boiler is not functioning the way it's supposed to. So we have two boilers, one for this side and one for the healthcare side. Right now, we are using one, and the entire campus is tied into one boiler. So that is causing the hot water to go down. The plan that we have in place is to take a boiler from the roof, bring it down, and install it so we have a second boiler in place. Bringing the boiler down is going to take a lot of logistic work for Mike's team. So now that we have the remodel starting, they are not going to be as busy with their typical day-to-day stuff other than work orders. So they're going to have to come up with a plan on how to get a boiler from the roof all the way down.
I just want to encourage people to be sure and read your door drops if you get a door drop, because it's going to be informative. Don't just toss it. And also try to cooperate with all of this. It's going to be nice when it's done.
Thank you, Martha. Perla?
As a former community organizer, my question is, would it help at all if there were a petition signed by anyone who agrees with it, given to the company about some of these issues?
A petition in what manner? For what issues? Because if this is the internet, trust me, they have every email I've received. When it comes to complaints about the internet, they have received every single email I have.
Okay, that's what I wondered.
Yes.
Is there a way to communicate how many people are concerned with an issue that has been surfacing today?
The number of people that have issue with it is every single person in this building. And corporate is well aware of everything of these issues, yes. So the question was, is there a way of you guys getting your own, like, hotspot is what I'm taking from that, to boost it?
Hello.
Mark is here.
Hey. I've been hiding on purpose. I think you can tell that one, huh? Yeah. So a couple shots, I was like, I'm gonna go in there. So to answer your question, yes, you could always purchase your own. The building is set up for you to upgrade to whatever you like. You can go with Comcast, CenturyLink, you can purchase a Vonage, whatever you like. So, but we are in the process of fixing. I know it's been delayed and it's been a long road, but like Abby says, we voiced our opinion to them. They know exactly what they need to do. The hard part is it takes a network engineer to fix the problem. So it's not just a simple put a new part and it runs. It has to be diagnosed through a server system, which only a special group of people can do. So we finally got that special person. His name is Topaz, which you've seen on your door drop. He's been digging through it. He can see a lot of the issues. So that's where we're at with the internet. We ordered a whole bunch of parts. We're gonna start installing them this week and going through. So, but we'll give you some updates on that. But if you like to upgrade, you can always sit with me and I can help you pull up plans, but it'll all be out of pocket. That's the problem. So the internet that we provide you, I'm trying to fix, because you do pay for that one. You're paying for that one with your monthly rent, so that one's bundled in. So we're trying to get the bundled internet fixed for you. Answer your question? Okay. Any more questions? Give Abby a break.
Is it true that aliens will be brought in to fix these problems?
He's talking about Elon Musk. No, Elon Musk will not be brought in to fix this issue.
With everything happening, if you watch the news and where we are, and I was in the army, I was in Germany. I was born 63 whatever. I was born 93 years old on October 7th, 1932, and it was a day that Gaza turned into a terrible thing. Congress is shut down, the country is shut down, and we're still able to have our lovely meeting in a still lovely place. And so I think life is not as bad as it could be for many people on this planet.
I know we have said this before. I know this transition was not easy. I know it was not easy for you, but please trust me, it was not easy for the staff either. So, the remodel is going to be a lot, but I honestly think that it's a good thing because we're going to get something brand new for us. And I know there's issues about the internet, I know all of that stuff, but the remodel is going to be a positive thing, guys. We're going to get new furniture, you're going to get a brand new chapel, you're going to get a brand new home environment, which I know might not mean much to everybody, but some people are going to enjoy it. The internet is something that Mark and Brian are working on 24/7. And I'm not exaggerating on that. So please trust us. I know this has not been an easy road, but between Mark and Brian, we'll get it fixed. Adding topaz into that layer is a whole other situation that we haven't been in for a year. So I'm very, very proud of Mark and Brian doing everything that they've had to this entire year for the internet. And now that we have topaz, I don't see us having an issue moving forward as soon as we figure out the diagnostic of what's causing the issue. All three of them will be able to fix it and we'll be good. But it is going to take time.
I have a friend who calls me magpie because my eyes always go toward the bright color. So I, for one, am looking forward to a fresh coat of paint.
As am I. I'm ready to get rid of some of the brown.
For the people who weren't able to attend this meeting today, will there be minutes done in a door drop of this meeting?
I'll do my best, but you know how long you've been talking.
It's going to be a very long minute list.
So we do have the minute taker up there, so she's writing it down, but I don't think she's like one of the ones in the courtroom where she keeps up with it, so she'll summarize it. But if you do have questions or anything, you can always come to my office and I can go over it with you in person. So sometimes that's best. If you want to call me, you can. I think everyone has my cell phone number, and you can email me too, and I will reply back with all the answers that I can give. But moving forward, we do have a lot more answers today than we've had in a long time. So that is a nice thing for me, is that I actually can see some hope at the end of the tunnel. A month ago, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was pulling out Perla's hair. She had a couple bald spots. That's why her hair is down today. So if you email me or call me or whatever you want to do, I'll go over it with you, okay?
This is a question for Mark. How come we don't have popcorn?
I'm not going to answer that one. We're going to skip through that one. And it's the time of year for, what do they call them? Popcorn balls, Charlie. Popcorn balls.
Okay, I know this is a lot. If you guys have questions for the remodel, you guys are more than welcome to come by my office and ask me questions. If I didn't answer all of your guys' questions, you're still more than welcome to come to my office and ask those questions as well, okay? On that note, I think I'm going to pass it over to Mike.
Y'all have to understand, we're in the thick of this with you. We live it just like you do. And it's very frustrating. Everybody here cares very deeply for what we do. This transition has been very difficult. It's been a very trying time because the minute we'll get something fixed, we got something else that breaks. We put a boiler in the swimming pool December, and in 4 months, the heat exchanger was basically dissolved. So we had to get another one. And we got that one fixed, got that in there. And everybody remembers the frustration about not having the pool and not having the spa and all that good stuff. Well, the boiler that went down is similar to that boiler. only it is a lot older than 4 months. It's a lot bigger. I think the ones over there were a little over 200,000 BTUs. This one here is, I think, 3.4 million BTUs. So it's a little bit bigger. It's the same style of heat exchanger, except it's larger. And not going to bore you with the details. When they spring leaks, they become very inefficient and they don't function properly. They're designed on some very specific tolerances. Water in, water out. Water goes in cold, comes out hot. And what we did to save it was we reduced its capacity by 25%. And that threw everything into a tailspin. And of course, it's not functioning. Because Friday I had to take it out of service. And so what we did on Friday was we took a 200,000 BTU boiler, replumbed everything in the back room so that we could put hot water into the hot water tank. And we started that process, we got done about 5:30, 6 o'clock that night. And we started it up. We still had hot water from the boiler that was there because we were limping it along. Everything worked pretty good, except there's a variable. We were going from a little over 3 million BTUs down to 199,000. So I think everybody in here understands if you stare at a pot of water boiling, it takes a long time. Well, we gave it 48 hours to stabilize. We set that boiler at 130 degrees. How hot does it have to be for us to get 2nd degrees or 3rd degree burns? That's what we're playing with now. We can't raise it too fast because those wonderfully warm showers that you guys like could possibly have a pocket of very hot water. And it only takes a second. So your water is cold. Not as cold as it could be, but not as hot as it could be, but we're safe. And so today we raised it another 10 degrees. We're going to monitor the temps on this side and that side just because we have to be safe. I don't want you guys coming down saying, I got red spots all over. That's not going to be a fun thing. But that's where we're at with the boiler. So the hot water is coming, I hope. We're demanding a lot from that small boiler. Yes, there are plans to get things fixed, but it takes time. The last heat exchanger we tried to get for the pool took us about, I think it was like 5 weeks. And so this one's a lot larger. We have located them. And Abby and I have been going over what we're going to end up doing. But we do have 2 boilers on the roof. And that's a whole different story that we're not going to go into. But just be mindful, there are certain precautions that we have to do to keep everybody safe. And so that does mean cooler water. We'll get it back up to where it's a little bit more comfortable. But until I know for sure that there's not going to be a bubble somewhere, I will err on the side of caution. I will always do that. So, forgive me, but we'll get you warm water as quick as we can. In this month, we have gone through some huge offsets. One of them was our generator. Generator that's out back has died. So we're slowly dismantling it. We're going to take it down, take it apart, and throw it away. It's 26 years old. It is very old compared to some. But the reason that it fell apart was because we had to challenge it. We have to challenge it. We have to know what its capabilities are. And so when we tested it, I had him push it. And when he pushed it, it blew a head gasket. But the reason we do stuff like that is because when we have no power in the building, that is by law supposed to come on. And we're not gonna find ourselves in a place where when we have to push it and it blows up, everybody's gonna look at me and say, hey, well, this is one of those things. I will not repeat the words that I spoke the day that it blew up. Yeah, no. It was it was very frustrating. That generator did not, in Colorado when I pushed my generator there, it just suffocated. It died and slowed down because it ran out of air. This thing didn't want to stop. We were at 100% and it did not want to stop. And then the head gasket blew and steam went everywhere. But I believe it's a good machine, but we can't buy parts for it. So we're going to let it go. Next, what happened was the dumpster. We have a very rare two-stage compactor. There's a pump on it that pumps hydraulics, and it's two-stage, and it has failed. That compactor is 28 years old. So, can anybody guess what's going to happen next? We're going to get a new pump, but after that, it's going to be time to be looking for a new one. Just before this went, the whole cylinder on the bottom of it exploded and ripped a huge hole in the floor. And we had all that stuff fixed, and now we got this part of it. So it's a sign we need to get a new one. One of the very important things, we're going to switch to the remodel. One of the very important things everybody's going to have to remember. These two bathrooms that are here by this door that everybody's really upset about not having a closer on, that has been ordered, and it will be before long installed. These bathrooms will be completely removed. They're going to be gutted. So in other words, the tile that's on the concrete will be pulled up. They're all going to be completely new. So that reminds me now, I need to tell you where the public bathrooms are going to be. Those would, yeah, they're in Mark's office. Now everybody here raise their hand and tell me that we know that that was a joke, right? That was a joke. Yeah, I know that's not going to work. He'll never forgive me now. Okay. The bathrooms that we're going to use for public bathrooms are going to be the locker rooms over by the pool. And for those of you who do not know what those are, we will have tours. We'll show you where the bathrooms are in the pool area, as well as the locker rooms over there, because that's the closest thing we can do. It's going to take probably 3 to 4 weeks for them to completely renovate these bathrooms, because they're going all the way down to the plumbing. Everything will be made new. And so we had to find a solution, and so that's the only thing that we could do. That's the closest thing to it that we have for a public bathroom. I can't stress to you guys enough how important it's going to be to pay attention to details. Once you get a door drop, read your door drop. And if you have questions, have you guys ever done that circle thing where somebody starts out with 25 people and they start out and says, my dog's name is Spot. And when you get back, they were talking about pizza. Okay. Gossip is something that sometimes will work, but it's never right. It is never right. We can talk about that till the cows come home. If you have questions, come down and talk to Abby. This is one of those things where you can go see Mark too. There are a lot of things the last 11 months have proven to me, and that is transitions are painful. There have been many times that I have stood in front of you and I've told you we're going to do this, or we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and then we don't do it. And I could tell you the stories of all of them as to why they didn't get done, and for that I'm very sorry that because I do value my word, but sometimes I can't change what's happening around us because I don't have the control like what I would like to have and have the ability to do those things. So we'll go and we'll move through things as best we can. Thursday we will have material on site to repair fences. Who all has a fence outside? Who's on the first floor with a fence? It's probably the only one here is right here. No, they're here. And you're here, yes. But yes, we're going to have material on site to do fences. We'll start at the west end and come around. It shouldn't take us too long to get them. The guys are itching to do some things outside. Everything that happens inside the building always affects the staff. And Brian has done well. He never says no. All he says is, what do we need next? And that goes for everybody that I've got on staff. They're not shying away from any of this. But I'll tell you what, it's been painful for them too. So with that, I'm pretty much done. They told me I couldn't go very long because she was getting writer's cramp. Do you guys have any questions for me? The big pothole that we've got right now is presently filled with water, correct?
It's a lake.
Okay, what's happening upstairs is we're coming into the season where we shut the boiler, not the boiler, but the cooling tower down. It gets cleaned and scraped, and so what we're doing is we've got chemicals in it right now, and they are earth-friendly chemicals, but they're starting to dissolve some of the solids that have built up over the year that we've used it. And so once that is finished, which should be on Thursday, then we'll drain it. More than likely, we'll drain it, and then the parking lot will dry out. And then everything will get started with repairing it. I'll have my tractor here by the end of the week. So a lot of that stuff will move forward. Any more questions?
I would hope that the executive council would come up with a plan that we, the residents, could participate in to provide a bonus system for our workers.
What was the question?
So the question was a bonus system for our staff. So that wouldn't come from the executive board, that would come from me. So what we have in place right now, which is something that Lisa and HR and I are trying to work on, is we have a system that's called Care Heroes. So Care Heroes is something that we can provide our staff. So if we see a staff member going above and beyond, we can recommend Care Heroes for them. What that is coins that they can then distribute to an Amazon card or a gift card of what sorts that they want. So one thing Lisa and I want to do is get to a point where we have a way for the residents to do that for them and not just upper management. So that is something that's kind of already in the works. But again, that wouldn't be something executive board would do. It would be something that HR would have to do.
Since Sharon brought it up, is there any way that we're going to be allowed to do the Christmas bonuses from the residents
Yes.
to the staff?
Yes. So myself and Mercedes, we're going to try to figure out a way to do that. Right now it'll be myself. But what it'll most likely have to do is you guys are going to have to give me the amounts that you guys are wanting to donate, essentially. And then I've got to figure out a way to store that income for them. So that's what I'm trying to figure out logistically, because I can't just go deposit it into the Pure Health account. And that's the only thing I've got access to. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. But that is something that we've discussed. One thing I wanted to touch base on, I saw Crystal and she bogged my memory. So for wellness, if you guys want to start wellness or if you want to end wellness, I have to have a form. It is a form that they have in their office that you go in, you put the date you want to start or end the membership. If you're wanting to end it, you have to fill out the form. I do not just remove the recurring charges if I don't have that form. Okay?
Yeah, so wellness includes our cardio room with all our cardio equipment and exercise equipment, but also includes any of our fitness classes that we do, as well as water aerobics. And then we also do, I will do a wellness seminar once a month on different health topics. And then we also have a wellness outing where activities, me and Christine get together and we go out once a month as well on the outing. So it's a lot of different things. But the one you pay for includes the cardio room with all the equipment and any of our fitness classes. And then the extra stuff is free to you, brought to you by Wellness.
Thank you. But there is a form that you guys have to fill out for us to set up recurring charges. And if there's no form filled out, I do not remove the charges. But the biggest thing I want you guys to understand is the wellness charge does not just come off without that form. But if you guys are wanting certain days of the month for the wellness, that doesn't work either. So the system that we have, we enter it in as a recurring charge, and it prorates based on the day that I enter those charges. And I enter those charges based on that 3630 form. So I can't just take off charges for specific days that you haven't used the wellness, okay? And then one other thing, all checks have to go through the receptionist. I've had quite a few people that want to just give me envelopes and stuff. Please don't do that to me. Envelopes are gonna get lost on my desk. Everything gets logged through the receptionist because that's how I tally everything that we've received and everything that I deposit, okay? And without Mercedes here right now, I have to have that system in place. Any questions on that? So I got a sticky note this morning for that. That's the only thing I've received.
Okay, well, that's the first time you've got a receipt.
Okay, so you and I can touch base also.
Okay.
But all of our statements should go out on your guys' doors. It shouldn't be mailed to you. So all IL statements they're not mailed. They're actually physically put on every door.
No.
You didn't get one this month?
No. Not since we moved in July 1st.
Okay, I'll have to dig into that one.
I have just a question about, I think Mike just talked about at least 7 or 8 things that, projects that need seeing to. And now, is Pure Health aware of this, and is there been enough finances, enough money that you get to do this work?
Yes, so every time there's a project that we have what's called a capital expense.
Yeah.
And how we submit all of those requests. So what that process is very similar to Good Sam's process. So I have to have quotes from 2 different people. So I have to have 2 vendors that actually give us quotes for specific items. We have to have the quotes, we have to have the reason that we need this upgrade or this change, and then I have to submit it to corporate and they have to give the yes or no approval. So it is a lengthy process for us to get all of that stuff done. Especially waiting for vendors to come out and do quotes for us takes time.
I'm so glad that you came today. I hope that you feel better now that we have met. Just remember that if you haven't gotten rid of your telephone monthly piece of paper, be sure that you have it recycled and shredded. Don't just throw it in the trash. Thank you for coming.